Ready. All right, and welcome. Hey, it's the Genesee County Compassion Club show. I'm your host, Jeremy. I'm back in the studios at allpointstv.com. Glad to be back here. It is our first show of 2016, and boy, what a year it's going to be. Man, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a huge year. I don't know what to say. I'm excited about it. That's what I got to say. It was a fantastic holiday season. I definitely want to say that. You guys made it rock down there at the Genesee County Compassion Club. We were doing some totals last night. For those of you that don't know, we do monthly meetings at the Genesee County Compassion Club. We do monthly member meetings. We also do monthly board meetings. And at the monthly board meeting last night, we were able to tally up our totals for December. I want to let you guys know down at the Genesee County Compassion Club that you guys are able to give $10,000 to charity in the month of December. So right there, that's what I want to start out 2016 with, is how charitable you guys are, how freaking amazing that is, and how many lives you helped bless over the holiday season. $10,000, folks. Plus, in addition to that, I believe it was 1,700 pounds of foods. Did I get that right? Yeah, 1,700 pounds, I believe it was, of food and other items that we were able to donate to the North End Soup Kitchen. Now, that total dollar amount did not all go to the soup kitchen. It was spread out through a number of different charitable works that the G3C was able to do over the holidays. But, man, oh, man, that is huge, and that's fantastic, and I want to say thank you. So, what a way to start out the year. Man, it was a fantastic holiday season. I hope you guys had tons of fun with your family and friends, and hopefully now we'll go ahead and begin the rest of the year with equal amount of love and tenderness. Yay. But I want to give you guys some updates. I want to talk about some medical marijuana stuff, get you guys in the know, let you know what's going to be happening and what's going to be coming up here in 2016. I do believe it's going to be a big year for marijuana, for medical marijuana, and for Michiganders. And you guys definitely are going to want to be in the know this year. You're going to want to be active. You're going to want to be involved. And it's important that you're going to want to be informed, because there's going to be a lot of misinformation. There's going to be a lot of mistruths out there in 2016. There's going to be a lot of bull crap that you're going to have to decipher your way through. So hopefully, if you can stay tuned through the podcast that we have here at G3C, and keep yourself informed, it's important. And this year, it's going to require some involvement. So without further ado, let me get you up to date with what we're currently dealing with here in the climate for Michigan when it comes to medical marijuana and marijuana in general. Like I said, I think 2016 is going to be a huge year, and we're going to be, unfortunately, dragging into the new year some of what was going on in 2015 and in other past years as well. What I'm referring to, of course, is the medical marijuana bills that are currently still active in the Senate here in our Michigan legislature. These are the medical marijuana bills I'm referring to are the ones, the dispensary bill, I think it's a provisioning center bill, as it's being well known as, and the other bill, which is known as the Medibles bill. These are the two big bills. There's another one in there. It's also known as a tracking bill. And pretty much this is all being viewed as one package, as one change that's being proposed to our Michigan medical marijuana law. Currently, right now, as of last year, when the session ended in 2015, Senator Jones, who's in charge of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate, withdrew the bills from his committee because he was not able to obtain a vote on them. And because he was able to withdraw the bills, these bills can still be rehashed, still be relooked, and still be voted on in the 2016 session. So these bills are not dead. They still have time for involvement, time for change, time for new information. And I think there is a possibility that they could be going back to the drawing board. Granted, these bills are not completely killed. They're not dead by any means. They were withdrawn with the proper process. Senator Jones is no fool, and he's not going to let all his work that he's put into this go to waste. So to say the least, it's very important that we still stay actively involved in watching what our state legislature does with these medical marijuana bills, as these could directly impact your ability to access medication and your ability to participate in the medical marijuana program as we know it. So I want to keep you guys informed, let you guys know what's going to continue to happen as things change throughout the year. I want you to stay tuned right here every Wednesday. We try to fill you in. And of course, you can always go down to the Genesee County Compassion Club and get information there. It's what it's all about, is sharing and caring. So but these bills here, they need your involvement still. And right now, I want to let you know our senators and our representatives, all those guys, they're still on vacation. Okay, so nothing's happening right now. They're not even back in session until next week. And I don't think this is going to be the first thing on their plate, although it might be. You never know. But at any rate, they're definitely on the plate, and they're not going to be just sidelined. This isn't going to go away. I predict that in 2016, we will see some sort of change to the medical marijuana program, whether that's bills that directly impact it or whether it's legalization. I don't know. But I think there's going to be change in 2016, and it's important that these changes take you into account. And the only way that's going to happen is if you let your voice be heard by calling your senator and your representative and letting them know. I want to point out one important thing about these bills. We talked about them at length in detail. Something I want to point out on today's show is the fact that because they didn't go through in the manner that they were hoped to go through, they are back to the drawing board in a sense that there could be a lot more input put in on this. And there's a lot of groups that have a lot of money that would probably want to put influences on these bills that are not going to be conducive to you or to myself or to the future of Michigan. They're going to be conducive to rich people getting richer. And that's what we don't want to see. One of the rhetorics that's been put forth in the Senate by Senator Jones, who's been one of the main opponents of medical marijuana from the start, and now tries to sort of play himself off as being a hero. But at any rate, one of the main things that he has said verbatim has been that these bills do not craft a monopoly. And he said that that has been one of the major concerns that he's heard from his constituents about any changes that have been proposed to the current Michigan medical marijuana program. So he himself has come out and said vehemently, hey, look, this is not about a monopoly. This, in fact, creates a system that would keep it from becoming a monopoly. So this is exactly what you're asking for. That's what Senator Jones is trying to tell you. I'm here to tell you that that is nothing but a flat-out lie. All right? You can't tell me that the current alcohol system isn't already some sort of a monopoly. It's a three-tiered system. It's very difficult to get into. Limited licensing. Talk to anybody who's tried to get into the distribution system of alcohol, and they'll tell you what a sick, twisted system it is. And in addition to that, that's for a recreational drug. All right? And we're talking about medical marijuana in this case, which is not being used as recreational purposes, is being used for medicinal purposes. So we're talking about a completely different market for a completely different consumer that should be treated completely different. Okay, number one, it should never be formed or modeled after an alcohol modeled system. Okay, and the alcohol system in our state is flawed to say the least. So by Senator Jones coming out, let me get back or digress. By Senator Jones coming out and saying, hey, look, this is not about a monopoly. It's not going to, there's no way. It's going to basically set up what you're asking for, and it's not going to be in a monopoly. I'm telling you, the system that is being proposed right now, it is absolutely a monopoly. All right, these bills are junk, they're garbage. At least the one that has to do with the distribution centers. So watch out is what I'm telling you. Be prepared. Be prepared to pick up that phone and make a phone call to your senator and let them know, hey, look, this is about protecting our rights. It's also about protecting the economic future of Michigan. So, all right, that's about it for the bills. Like I said, I mean, these guys are still out to lunch. I mean, when they do something, they do it, and that includes taking vacations. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it for now, and there's not a whole lot you can do at this point other than continue to inform your friends and family and help clear up the mess. And one of the other messes that we have going on in this state right now when it comes to marijuana is this petition, these ballots that we're talking about or that you're hearing about for legalization. Recently over the holidays, you might have heard there's a new ballot proposal now in addition to the two already existing. The third and newest, latest, final petition to legalize marijuana for adult use is called Abrogate Prohibition, Abrogate Michigan. This group here, I believe it's a small group. It's probably a grassroots type movement. I'm not real familiar with its founders. But the proposed ballot language basically is stating that they would be able to legalize adult use and production of both marijuana and industrial hemp, and that there would not be any laws that would be allowed that would prohibit that said production. It also says that they would allow laws to be passed, but not in excess of a certain amount of tax and so on and so forth. Overall, I think this is a nice, thoughtful, sentimental petition that's been put forth. I wish it the best of luck, but I have not seen that the framework behind this petition really involves a lot of infrastructure or capital for that matter. And unfortunately today, in order to get something approved, signed by 300-some-thousand people across the state, have those valid signatures validated. It's a lot of work, folks, and it requires, for the most part, a lot of money. And I don't know that this group necessarily has it. Certainly, I don't want to poop on their attempts to try to change things for the better. I wish them the best of luck. But unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to get bills made, or laws made, I should say. So, at any rate, the other two petitions that are still going on. We have MI Legalize, which you all are probably well aware of, which legalizes adult recreational use, allows for the production of industrial hemp, allows for taxation, so on and so forth. This is overall a very positive petition, and that's something that I support. I think it's a good thing, and I'd encourage you to check that out. Signature gathering is still going on, and they still need donations, of course, to keep that petition going on. So check that one out. The other one that I've mentioned before also is the third final one that I'll mention today, as far as petitions to legalize marijuana use here in Michigan for adults. This is the one that is put on by MRC Group. We're talking big money here, and the language on that basically would limit you to grow 2 plants per adult and would not allow you to become a producer or any part of the business at all. This is a monopoly type proposal. So we'll see how that goes. There was some news over the weekend that said that particular group, MRC, was going to be reviving their petition gathering process after the holidays. So you might very well end up seeing at the end of this year 2 different petitions to vote for on your ballot proposal in 2016. We're talking about when we vote in November for president. You might also see 2 different proposals on there to legalize adult use of marijuana here in Michigan. So if that happens, be prepared. You guys are going to have to be like the lighthouses of truth out there. If that occurs, you're going to have a whole lot of folks out there that are going to be confused about, well, which one should I vote for? Well, maybe I shouldn't vote for either one of them. It's going to be very, how would I say this, intimidating to the voter who really doesn't have a stake in the fight. For these people that really don't care one way or the other, now they're getting inundated by marijuana constantly on the news and the paper, and now their ballot, is getting filled up with a bunch of different petitions, and people get frustrated. And look what happened in Ohio. Okay, you had a very similar thing going on. We had 2 different sections of the ballot proposal that they were voting on, 2 different things that voters had to look at, had to read about, had to understand. You're asking a lot of a voter. I know that doesn't seem like it, but you are. And things can be very muddied when it comes to an election. A lot of times, yes means no, and vice versa. So if we do end up with 2 different proposals on the ballot in November, it's going to take a lot of people out there helping to clarify the good from the bad and the good from the ugly. So we're going to need you guys to be clear on things. We're going to need you guys to be, handing out information, giving out information, talking about it with your friends when you're out there outside of the club. You folks are going to be the ones that are going to have to spread the word, or folks are going to get confused and, potentially end up voting for something that they don't want. Who out there really wants a monopoly? I know I don't. I don't think anybody else does either. So unfortunately, we've got a lot of interest in this state that would like to see that sort of thing happen. They're selling it on the personal control level. They're selling it on the social factors of, this is how we can put this in the marketplace and have it be safe, have it be controlled. And really, it's just a lie. What they really want is have money. And folks, what we need to have is equal share for everyone. And I think that's what 2016 should be about. I hope that's what more people are clinging on to. And hopefully we can force things to go in our favor. And I think that in Ohio, to a degree, that's what did happen. The monopoly proposal got voted down, and hopefully next year they'll be able to see something on their ballot that will be more conducive to everyone instead of just a few. So let's keep that going here in Michigan. That's the way the program has worked out so far. You can't deny the 150,000 people that are involved in Michigan's program to date. You can't deny the fact that you can go in just about any town in Michigan right now and see a grocery store that wasn't there previously. Or maybe you might see a provisioning center that's now taking up a formerly empty space. Folks, whether you want to look at it or not, whether you want to agree or not, this has had a positive impact in the economy of Michigan, and it's something that I think we should take a closer look at, and something that I think we should take advantage of. So, folks, here's the 2016. I hope you guys have a great one. I hope it's something that's wonderful for you and your families. I'm very thankful that you all are a part of the G3C and the Compassion Club. What you do for the community is bigger than what you know. And that's something that's special, and it's something I'm thankful to be a part of. So, guys, Have a great one in 2016. Spread the love, spread the cheer, medicate freely, and peace be with you. All right? I'm out, John. See you.